Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. Now this weekend was another toy fair down at the Bath and West Showground near here at Shepton Mallet. So as per usual, I popped down. It cost £4 to get in, which is still a little bit too high, I reckon, for what you see there. But I can't not go because it's so close by to me. Now today's toy fair, I have to say, it was overall a bit of a disappointment. There wasn't a great amount of stalls. I'd say about a third down on what is normally there. And even chatting to the stall holders, they thought it was a pretty empty looking show. And they thought mainly that was going to be because it's the last show before the summer and that no one could be bothered to go, and that if you go back at the one that's in October, I think, it should be a much busier show. So I had a good walk around and I met a couple of people who knew me from toy-polloi, so it was nice to say hi to them. And even though it wasn't a great show, after quite a lot of rummaging, I did find a couple of nice items. Now both of these items were absolutely filthy, so the first thing I did when I got back here was give them a good wash because they were absolutely disgusting, covered in dirt, really quite sticky, and probably some of the dirtiest toys I've bought in a long time. So now let's take a look at what I bought. First up is Automan. Now this is a figure I used to have, and rather stupidly about 10 years ago I sold my Automan figure and I sold all of my Tron figures, and pretty much as soon as I'd done that I regretted it. So re-finding an Automan to add to my collection was actually quite a nice thing to find today. This is a really nice condition Automan. It was just filthy. It looks like it's hardly been played with at all. There's a few little minor marks on him, but otherwise he's in really good condition. And this cost me all of £1.50, so absolute bargain. These are pretty hard to find, and if you look for them on eBay, expect to spend an awful lot more on them. But you can still find them in the wild, as I just proved with this one. And I really am pleased to add this back to my collection. I shouldn't have sold him and I shouldn't have sold my Tron figures, but that's what happens when toy collecting. Sometimes you fall out of love with a figure and you sell it and move on to something else. Next up we have a 12-inch Stormtrooper, General Mills from 1978. Now this is again something I've never actually owned before. I don't think I've ever owned any of the 12-inch figures from Star Wars, so I was quite pleased to find this. He is in pretty terrible condition, but I think something can be done about that. The guy was asking £20 for him, but I actually knocked him down to 12 because looking from the front he looks pretty reasonable. If I turn him round, you can see just how yellow the back of him is. It's really sort of nicotine stained yellow, so I think I can probably improve this quite a lot, but he's never going to be a mint Stormtrooper, so I think £12 for something in that sort of condition is pretty good value. As well as these, I did pick up a pair of trousers for an Action Man outfit I'm trying to rebuild, and they cost me £1. They're currently drying in the airing cupboard because I also washed those because they were, as like all of these toys, filthy. But that was really all I found. Sometimes you can find a lot at toy fairs, other times you don't, and on this occasion I didn't find a great deal. But what I did find I'm really pleased with, especially Automan, because I was very silly to get rid of my Automan that many years ago, and he's now back in my collection. So I hope that's been of interest to you, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter and Facebook.